Most merchants connect their online stores and order management systems to at least one major shipping carrier. Doing so allows you to print labels and assign tracking numbers from within your system, to pull real-time shipping rates from the carrier which are unique to your account, and to use the address validation tools that are provided by the shipping carriers. But first, you need to, number one, have an account with the shipping carrier whose tools you'd like to use. Number two, connect that account to your order management system. And number three, activate the tools. If you already have an account, that is great. You should be able to use your existing account. If you need an account, you can contact the carrier. On FedEx and UPS's websites, there are easy links to open an account online. Those accounts are free. If you'd like to use Indicia, which provides our U.S. Postal Service shipping, Indicia charges a $15.95 per month fee. Indicia is the only account which you should not sign up for online. You need to go through the link within the system to do everything. I will go through an account setup for UPS, FedEx, Indicia, and GSO in this video. First, log into your order management system. Go to the Settings section. Scroll down to Compatible Software. Click Edit, and look in the Online Shipping Tools section in the top left corner. We're going to start with UPS. Let's assume you already have an account set up with UPS. So now you just need to connect that account with your system. Click on the Register button. Agree to the terms. You need to scroll down to the end of the section where the checkbox is available. The company information that's requested here is automatically populated from your order management system's primary contact and company information. Be sure that all fields are completed which do not say optional, and verify that this is the correct information you want to keep. Obviously there's no title, so I have to fill that field in. Scroll down to the bottom and enter your shipper number, country, and postal code. Next, you'll see a notice. If UPS has invoiced this account within the last 90 days, you'll need to fill out the invoice number, invoice date, invoice amount, and invoice control ID if one was provided. So again, these things are required only if you've received a bill from UPS within the last 90 days. Click Finish, and you should be done. If there was a problem with the registration, you would receive an error message right there. So click that button that says Back, and you'll be kicked back into the Compatible Software section. So let's move on to FedEx. Again, very similar process. Click the Register button. We'll assume that you already have an existing account with FedEx, so now we just need to connect that account with your system. Scroll down to the bottom and accept the terms. Fill in your account number. And again, your company information is populated automatically. Scroll down to the billing address section. Now this is very important that the billing address entered here does match exactly what is on file with FedEx. If there's a mild change in it, if it's somehow different in any way, it might not match and go through. So be very careful. You may want to even look at a bill from FedEx when you're doing this. Submit the page. And then that should be it for FedEx. Now I'll show you Indicia. Click the Register button on the right. Remember that Indicia is set up as a two-step process. In this case, you should not already have an existing Indicia account because you need to create the entire thing through the back end of this system. So again, company information pre-populates as much as possible, but go through field by field and verify that this is the information that you want Indicia to have on file about your account. The primary contact for the store and order management system may not be the person you want to be the primary contact for your Indicia account. Be certain that you retype your email and make sure that this is an email address that you have access to, because after you fill out this page, your account information will be instantly emailed to you from Indicia, and you will need to retrieve your new account number from the registration email in just a moment and plug it back in. Agree to the terms by checking the box and scroll down to the payment section. You have two options here. The first default option is credit card. The second option is using a checking account. If you plan to use more than $500 a month in postage just from Indicia, choose the checking account option so that you're not going to hit a limit. If you plan to use less than $500 per month, use a credit card. Now continue down to the bottom where you see authentication information. The first field is web password. This is what you'll use to log into Indicia.com if you need access to your account online for any reason. Although you can void labels from within the system, there is usually some reason at some point that you do need to access your online account, so be sure to write down or memorize this password. Use the question mark tooltip to guide you. Your password needs to contain at least 8 characters, a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, at least 2 numbers, and it cannot contain the word password. Be sure to retype your web password after you create it in the first field. Type it below. To the right is a temporary passphrase. You do not need to memorize this, but you need to make sure it does not match the web password that you just created. It needs to be at least 10 characters long and contain at least 1 space. Challenge question. This is for Indicia.com also. If you forget your password, you can have Indicia pose the challenge question to you in order to retrieve your password. So just enter any question that you would uniquely know the answer to, and make sure that your answer is at least 5 characters long, and it cannot contain information included in your Indicia account profile, such as your contact or company name, address, phone number, or zip code. I'm going to make mine a little longer. Finally, submit the page. Okay, you should receive a page that looks like this. Now you need to go to your email, the one that you provided on the screen that you just completed, and find this information. You're going to have your account number in your email. You buy postage as much as you would like. And now the only thing that you need to do is create a new passphrase. It needs to be at least 10 characters long, include at least 1 space, and it needs to be different from the passphrase you entered on the last screen. If you recall, the passphrase was that second field, not your password, but your passphrase. It was the second field down on the right side. So it just needs to not match what you already entered. And click Submit. You'll get a message that says the account was successfully activated and how much postage that you bought. Click Finish. Finally, GSO. Click on the Register button. And again, you also first need a GSO account in order to connect it. Next, you need to contact your GSO rep and request access to web services. Note this is different from an online account, and it is something the rep needs to do from GSO. Once you have that information, you simply fill it into this screen. Fill in your account number, username, password, zip code, and submit the page. After connecting any of these, you should be kicked back to the compatible software page, where you'll find that you have these checkboxes available to you. The checkboxes allow you to pull live rates, track packages, create shipping labels, and use the address validation tools from the carrier. You can see we have them available for FedEx and UPS. However, you can't use both of them at the same time, so you need to choose which carrier's address validation tool that you would like to use. As a final connection step here, check the boxes for all the shipping carriers you plan to use in your system. So now that you've connected your account with the shipping carrier of your choice, just scroll down to the bottom and click Finish. Now you can proceed to the appropriate video in Lesson 3.